So good morning, my dear students. So we will now discuss about review of related literature. So this is your chapter 2. I hope you have begun working on your chapter 1 so we can proceed to chapter 2. So the objectives of this session at the end, you should be able to understand what is literature and studies review. You should be able to understand what is theoretical or conceptual framework of the study so that, and also you can identify the sources of literature studies so that you can construct the review of related literature studies, as well as you can construct your theoretical or conceptual framework of the study. So related literatures and studies, ano nga ba ito? Related literature is composed of discussion of facts and principles to which the present study deals is related. So related literature ito ha. So kailangan mga facts and principles, concepts. Yan. So para to support your study. For instance, if the present study deals with drug addiction, literature to be reviewed or surveyed should be composed of materials that deal with drug addiction. Kung yan ay about social media, advertising, all the literature should also relate to social media advertising. These materials are usually printed and found in book, encyclopedias, professional journals, magazines, newspapers, and other publications. Ngayon, meron kayo makikitang local and foreign. Local literature and studies, foreign literature and studies. The only difference is that when the material is printed in the Philippines, then we can consider that local. Kapag printed outside of the Philippines, foreign na yan. Yun lang ang distinction. So you have to research on local and foreign sources. Related studies, on the other hand, are studies, inquiries, or investigations already conducted to which the present proposed study is related or has some bearing or similarity. They are usually unpublished materials such as manuscripts, theses, dissertations. Yan. So malinaw yan ha? Literature and studies. Now, in order to perform significant research, the learner must first understand the literature related to the research focus. That is why, as early as uh, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago, doon pala sa pag-formulate natin ng title, I already advise you to browse literature, search for related literatures according to your topic. Kasi yan ang foundation ng inyong research. A well-articulated, thorough literature review provides the foundation for a substantial contributory thesis. Ibig sabihin, magiging makabuluhan, magiging substantial, malaman, yung inyong magiging research. Now, the purpose of Chapter 2 is to develop a well-documented argument for the selection of the research topic, to formulate the research questions, and to justify the choice of research methodology. So before, we already discussed paano ba mag-select ng topic, paano ba mag-create ng title mismo, at anong questions ang dapat nating ilagay sa ating yung mga research question natin. Kasi nga, mahalaga yon. Dahil yun ang foundation ng inyong research, yun ang direction, yun ang focus. A literature review is a synthesis of what has been published on a topic by accredited scholars and researchers. Hindi lang kayo mag-uulit-ulit, ito yung sinabi ni ganito, ito yung sinabi ni ganito, pero yung synthesize. Ano ba yung relationship ng mga results of their study? Ano ba yung mga pinag-aralan nila? Ano ba yung study nila? Ano ba yung naging resulta? I-compare natin sa other related literature. Ano ba yung pinag-aralan? Ano ba yung resulta? Magkakaiba ba? Meron bang gap? Yun, doon tayo nagkakaroon ng idea of what to research further. It is not an expanded, annotated bibliography or a summary of research articles related to your topic. Hindi mo lang siya isa-summarize. You synthesize, you analyze, and then you interpret the result of your analysis. In order to Okay, the literature review will place the research focus into context by analyzing and discussing the existing body of knowledge. Ano ba yung existing body of knowledge? Ano ba yung nasusulat na sa mga researches, sa mga journals, sa mga publication about your topic? And effectively telling the reader everything that is known. So ano ba yung existing or everything that has been discovered in research about that focus? Ano ba yung mga bagong resulta, bagong kaalaman, and where the gaps and tensions in the research exist. So ano yung mga hindi pa na papag-aralan. So yan yung mahalaga. Kaya ka nag-literature review. As a piece of writing, the literature review must convey to the reader what knowledge and ideas have been established on the topic and build an argument in support of the research problem. Mahalaga rin na may citations tayo. Citations are provided for all ideas, concepts, and perspectives. Kapag meron kayong kinuhanan na source, sabihin nyo kung saan galing yon. Acknowledge the work itself, acknowledge the author. The researcher's personal opinions or perspectives are not included. Hindi pwede rito yung inyong perceptions, yung inyong mga opinion, yung inyong mga comments. Hindi pwede. Kasi this is a research, kailangan factual, makatotohanan. So kaya nga ang basehan natin, ang evidence natin, documentary evidences natin, ay yung mga gawa na ng mga research scholars, research experts on the field. So kunyari, ang tingin natin, ganito kasi yan eh, hindi po pwede yun. Hindi pwedeng tumanggap ng opinion ang isang research. Chapter 2 needs to include a minimum of 20 empirical published research articles, and 75% of all references must be within the past 5 years. Kailangan updated din ang mga literature. Kasi yung mga results ng 10 years ago, iba na ngayon. Other requirements for the literature review include, una, quantitative study. So ito yung describes each research variable in the study, discussing the prior empirical research that has been done on the variables and the relationship between the variables. Qualitative study naman, it describes the phenomena being explored in the study, discussing the prior research that has been done on the phenomena. Kasi di ba may quantitative study tayo, may qualitative study. So kailangan yun yung i-describe mo. The literature review also the various methodologies and designs. Can you please turn off your microphone? Can you please mute? Can you please unmute the microphone? Another requirement for literature review, it should discuss the various methodologies and designs that have been used to research topics related to the study. Why reinvent the wheel? So, tingnan nyo ngayon yung ano bang mga methodology and design ang mga nagamit na nila. Maaring makatulong sila para masundan mo sila at gawin din yung same methodology to confirm yung or to validate the results of their researches based on the, kumbaga, yung iyong location, yung iyong environment, research environment, the background of your research, yung locale of your research. Maaring iba ang naging output sa ibang bansa, dito sa Pilipinas, maaring iba rin ang maging resulta niya. So you use this information to justify the proposed design. Chapter 3 will delve on methodologies and designs. Yung ding theoretical and conceptual design ay parte yan ng chapter 1. So, kailangan din malinaw yon yung mga napag-aralan yung methodologies and design. Para walang magsabi ng gawa-gawa mo lang methodology, gawa-gawa mo lang yung design. Hindi kasi ito ay ginamit ng past researchers, past experts. So the literature review also argues the appropriateness of the thesis instruments, measures, and approaches used to collect data. Sherry, ma'am yan na kita entertain ha. Wait lang ha. So kailangan din na yung iyong mga literature review ay appropriate sa gagamitin yung questionnaire, information sheet, kung paano nyo yung statistical, paano nyo ititreat siya statistically, paano nyo i-collect ang data, paano siya i-interpret, etc. Kailangan yan consistent. Magmula pa lang sa title hanggang sa mga na-research na literature, hanggang sa methodology and how you will you push through with your research, dapat yan tagni-tagni magkaka-relate. The types of references that may be used in the literature review include empirical articles, peer-reviewed or scholarly journal articles, and books, no more than 5 to 10% cutting-edge views on a topic, are research-based and or are seminal works. Discourage ko yung mga nakita yung mga blogs kasi mga opinion yon. Although pwede silang maging experts, opinion nila yon. Hindi yan na pag sinabing peer review, dumaan yan sa masusing pag-aaral ng kapwa researchers. Bago yan ma-publish sa isang journal, at hindi lang basta-basta journal, scholarly journal, bago siya ma-accept, kailangan din yan ay quality. Kaya ang ina-accept natin dito, yung mga peer-reviewed scholarly journal articles and books. Chapter 2 can be particularly challenging with regard to APA format. Ano ba yung APA format? Ito yung ginagamit nating style sa pag-cite and quotation, cite ng source. Ibig sabihin yung author, anong libro, anong journal, anong title, anong publication, anong date published, kailangan anong page number siya nandun. Yun ang ating citation. Ang quotation naman, kapag kinote natin sa isang sa ating paragraph, sa ating contents ng sa body of our chapters. For example, according to Reyes 2015, ibig sabihin, Reyes is the author, 2015 is the publication date. Makikita ngayon yan sa references kung ano ba yung sinasabi natin, ano bang title ng article, ano bang publication. It is critical that each in the text citation is appropriately listed in the reference section. Okay, bago tayo tumuloy sa theoretical and conceptual framework, sino ba yung tatanong? Sino ba yung nag-raise ng hands? Si Sherry May. I believe Sherry May. Sherry May? Any question? Wala. So we will proceed now. So theoretical conceptual framework naman. Now, framework. A framework is similar to a skeleton. It is a basic structure or a frame of reference. It is, nakita nyo, Webster 2006. Hindi lang to galing sa akin. Na pag sila, a framework is similar to a skeleton. Hindi sa akin galing yan. Galing yan kay Webster 2006. So, properly cited yung description or definition ng framework. It is designed to support or enclose something. As a skeleton gives shape, form, and strength to the body so it can stand erect, so do different concepts and theories. They serve as the building blocks or skeleton to to strongly clarify the basis of the study. Now, let's go to the theoretical framework. The theoretical framework may be formulated from an existing theory or theories and serve as the foundation of the study. In such a case, the paradigm originally used by the theories can be fully adopted in the present study. And sabi ko, kaya mag-research kayo, tingnan nyo ano bang mga theoretical framework ang ginamit nila, ano bang theories, ano bang mga models, anong paradigm. So para may adapt nyo, and then adjust it based on your research. It can also be adapted as the researcher can add or subtract variables from the original framework, provided that the whole theory is utilized. Likewise, the scope or range of a concept or construct is discussed in combination with two or more theories, leading to a researcher's own framework. It can be a combination of theories or parts of a theory combined with the parts of another theory. Yan. This is conceptual framework, which guides the researcher by making the direction of the research clearer. So, wag lang mag-stick sa isang may nakita kayong theoretical framework, ganayin nyo na. Hindi. Pwede kayong magtingin ng maraming frameworks and then you can conceptualize, mix them, combine them to have your own conceptual framework. Na ibig sabihin, ito ang direction of the research ko. The result of the clearer understanding of the theoretical or conceptual framework is a diagrammatic presentation of the study called the paradigm, which is explained in the in the succeeding section. Paradigm. According na naman kay Webster, so tingnan niyo yung mga kung paano siya sinasite sa paragraph. Webster 2006 defines paradigm. So isang technique yan. Kung gusto niyo i-quote si Webster. Webster in 2006 defines paradigm as a pattern, model, or set of forms which contain particular elements. It is a scientific imagination of the researcher which is expressed visually through drawings or sketches. When used in a scientific work, the symbols must be specific in meaning. The usual figures used are rectangular shape, rectangles, circles, squares, lines, and arrows. Yeah. Irregular shapes are sometimes used, and three must be an acceptable rationale for them. The sketch of the paradigm is something like a visual representation of the entire thesis. A title is needed to summarize the paradigm. So, di ba yung title natin, dapat kompleto na, napag-aral natin, dapat nandun yung topic, nandun yung lokal, nandun yung mga variables, at nandun din yung period. Ngayon, itong paradigm of the study, it will visually convey to the readers what is the research, hindi lang what is the research all about, but what is the direction of the research. Number one, common paradigms. We have the IPO or the Input Process Output Model. Ito ay napaka-familiar sa mga researchers because this model is largely used when the research studies attempt to isolate the factor or major variable that causes the problem, subject, or phenomenon under investigation. So, yan. So, di ba remember yung mga questions natin, di ba dati? Yung 4 types of question. Ito ngayon, magre-relate dapat dito. So, input, process, output. This model is based on the systems theory, information systems theory of input, process, output. Kaya nga meron sa systems theory, ang inputs natin ay pwede manggaling sa keyboard, sa touchpad, sa mouse. The processing, ayan, pwede mag-calculate ng mga problems. At ang output ay ang result of the processing or computation. For example, ang input ay 2 and 3, ang process, addition. Therefore, ang output, 2 plus 3 is equal to 5. Yun ang theory behind this concept. So, ang theoretical basis nito ay the information systems, input, process, output. Now, kinuha niyo yung theory, in-apply niyo sa concepto nyo ng research at lumabas itong input, process, output. So ang title nito is Entrepreneur's Roles Toward Improved Work Performance. Ayan. So, ano ang mga variables? Yung role, ano ang ating pinag-aaralan, ano ba yung result ng kanilang performance. So the inputs will be profiles of entrepreneurs, their roles of their specimen, and then their performance. Ang processing natin ay, of course, we analyze the data to the questionnaire or informal interview and statistical treatment. Etong process, ito na yung research process nyo. You gather data, you analyze them, you interpret them using statistical treatment para makita nyo yung summary and conclusion. Therefore, ang output na marirealize natin ay improved role of entrepreneurs, pwedeng higher returns, and better quality of services. So, yan yung isang model na sinasabi doon sa kaninang in-explain ko from theory and then converted into a concept na pinipresent yung direction, yung focus ng research. So, ito lang ang tingnan ng reader, alam na niya, alam ko na gustong mangyari ng researcher. Second, we have the IVDV model. Ano ba ito? Independent variable and dependent variable. This is used in experimental-based studies. Nag-experiment. The questions raised are higher order. Hindi lang basta higher order, ibig sabihin critical thinking. And maybe factor relating, situation relating, or situation producing. Yan. So, tingnan natin isa-isa. So, as mentioned before, we use boxes. Ito ay, box with curved corners. Ayan. At yung arrow. So, meron siyang arrow na independent variable to dependent variable kasi titingnan natin ang relationship dahil ang title ng research ay The Effects of Computer-Assisted Instruction and Demonstration Method to the Level of Performance of College Students. Unang-una, dun pa lang sa title, alam na natin agad. Itong title pwede rin i-enhance the effects of different teaching methodology to the level of performance of college students. So, pwede rin ganon. So, okay, ano ba yung dalawang independent variable? Kailangan, isa, computer-assisted. Yung isa, demonstration. Ibig sabihin, computer-assisted, pwede rin itong sinasabi natin synchronous, online. Kapag demonstration, pwedeng face-to-face, pwedeng traditional classroom. So, there is a difference between computer-assisted instruction and demonstration. Computer-assisted, alam natin, yung katulong ginagawa natin online, bahala ka na magbasa, bahala ka ng sumunod sa mga instructions, at yung demonstration, pinapakita ng instructor, ng teacher, how something is done. Pwede itong pagluluto, pwede itong mag-program, kasi gagawa ka ng website, how to do a website, how to use Excel formulas, etc. Ngayon, yan ang independent variable mo. Ano ang dependent variable? So magde-depende ngayon itong level of performance ng college students base dun sa methodology. Kapag ang ginamit ba ay computer-assisted instruction, ano ba ang magiging level of performance ng college students? Kapag demonstration lang ang ginamit, ano ba ang magiging result, level of performance of college students? So if you're trying to compare two independent variables, so gagawin nyo itong IVDV model. So pwedeng, ito yung the effects of COVID ba yan in business. Kaya sabi ko dati, ano-ano in terms of what, di ba? So ang independent variables in terms of, ang dependent variable, kung kunyari ang ano nyo ay effect of COVID, ang dependent variable in terms of customer satisfaction, in terms of profitability, etc. So, ang independent variable nyo ay yung COVID at yung pre-COVID period. So, before, itong satisfaction, itong profit, itong number of sales namin. Pero with the introduction of the COVID, ito yung naging result. So, if you are comparing, ayan, especially dun sa mga effect, the impact, ito ang appropriate na gamitin. So, another sample of a paradigm or model. Number three, lima lang yan. CP or Criterion Predictor Model. Ano naman ito? We have the criterion, we have the predictor. Ang sabi nito, this is used when relating assessing the effects of two or more variables. O para nakakalito, di ba? Kanina, meron tayong variables, di ba? Meron tayong independent at dependent. Ba't naman yung criterion or predictor? Ang kaibahan nito, studies that focus on relationship, association, differences, and effects will benefit from this model. Ibig sabihin ito, kaya may nagpipredictor na pe-predict natin. Yung kanina kasi sa IVDV, ano ba ang nangyari? Eh, di ba? Ano ba ang nangyari? So, nung pre-COVID, ito yung nangyari. Ang acceptance ng customer satisfaction, itong number of sales, itong ating profitability. Tapos, another independent variable, ito ang nangyari. So, we're just reporting what happens. Ito, we are predicting. Now, yung study natin would conclude na kapag itong variables na ito ay na-meet itong criteria, yung criterion, ito ang mapipredict. So, for example, the relationship of the teaching competence of clinical instructors to the level of performance of nursing students. Yan, doon pa lang sa title, nakikita na agad natin ang direksyon, ang focus, ang research topic. Add pa natin itong model natin, conceptual model, mas magiging malinaw. So, criterion. So, pag ang criterion natin, teaching competence of clinical instructor in terms of knowledge. Kapag maalam ba sila, may epekto yun sa performance ng nursing students, sa academic grades. Pedagogical skills. When you say in terms of pedagogical, ito yung how do the instructor transfer the learning. Pwede bang book-book ka, pwede bang demonstration, pwede bang slides, pwede bang by example, different methodologies. Pwede mo siyang tumatumbling-tumbling habang nagle-lecture. Serious speaking, hindi naman kasama yun, no? Pero pedagogical, kung paano nyo i-convey yung theories and skills sa kanyang estudyante. And classroom management skills. So, kailangan yan. So, yung mga levels, yung criteria na yan, may epekto ba sa academic grades, sa related learning experience? Itong RLE, yan yung counterpart ng ating OJT or practicum. Kasi pag nursing, related learning experience, doon talaga sila sa mga ospital. Katulad natin, kung ikaw ay business student, ang iyong OJT ay should be in a business setting. Kung ikaw ay tourism student, doon ka sa tourism industry. Pwedeng sa hotel, pwedeng sa tawag dito, sa travel agency, pwedeng sa front desk, etc. And patient satisfaction. So, sa pag-study na ito, using this criterion predictor model, the researcher will find out kapag pala ganito ang level ng clinical instructor, mapipredict ko na ang kanyang mapoproduce na estudyante. Tama naman, di ba? Kasi ako naniniwala, you cannot give what you do not have. Kung ito lang ang kaalaman mo, ano lang ang maitatransfer mo sa estudyante? So dapat, malawak, malalim ang kaalaman ng isang instructor. Dapat marami rin siyang way how to motivate the students and etc. Okay? So, third predictor, ito yung kaibahan nito doon sa ikalawa. Ikaapat, P model stands for additional banks. This is used in research studies that propose a program or any intervention measures. This model fits the situation producing level of questioning. If you are going to propose a strategic plan to address the problem of the company, ito ang mahusay na model. Kung magpo-propose ka ng marketing plan for an advertising for a business para to increase their profits, itong gagawin mong paradigm. So again, meron tayong profile of, siyempre, yung mga inputs natin to our study. Profile, roles, specimen, and performance. Okay, this time, The research is all about the proposed program for improved quality service entrepreneurs. If you may recall, in our IPO, input process output, this refers to the input, this refers to the process, and this refers to output. So ito ay pinagsamang IPO at nilagyan mo ng sarili mong paradigm to propose a program or any project or any intervention measure. So sabi rito, itong inputs, ito yung na-process, na-analyze mo ng data, at na-summarize mo, you conclude, ito na yung output mo. So, improve roles of entrepreneurs, higher returns, better quality. So, ito yung na-determine. So, ano ang gagawin natin? O, magkaroon tayo ngayon, mag-propose tayo ng intervention program. So, to better improve the roles of entrepreneurs, we have to do this blah, blah, blah. In order for the institution or the organization or the company to increase his profits, itong ating intervention program. To better serve our clients, our customers, we have to have this action plan. So you are proposing a program. Yan. P model. So this is because this is the additional box to the IPO model. And last paradigm, the proposed original model. Yan. Ayaw mo na nung mga nauna, gusto mo original. So ito naman ay nakuha rin sa mga original models ng mga researchers. The requirement is that it must be scientific. Sabihin natin, ito, ang study natin, student respondents age, gender, civil studies, hospital assignment. The extent of participation in infection control program or clinical instructors assessment of the students' extent of participation in infection practices. So both of these are our inputs. So ano ba yung profile ng students? Tapos ano ba yung kanilang extent ng participation in infection control program at saka sa infection practices. Based naman ito no assessment ng kanilang mga clinical instructors. So yan pagsasamahin yan para makita natin, ma-analyze, ma-evaluate ano ba ang mga infection control practices, preparation of IV medication, assistance in the administration of IV medication, skin care, umbilical cocaine, and eye care. Ito yung mga factors na ating pag-aaralan para makita natin yung kanilang extent of participation. In the hope that as a result, we can determine enhance related learning experiences supervisory program. Ang title nito ay Extent of Participation of the Nursing Students in Infection Control Practices, Basis for Enhanced Learning, Related Learning Experience Supervisory Program. Andito yung tatlong, unang dalawang variables, participation of nursing students in infection control practices. Ito yung ating criteria. Ito yung mga variables natin, yung student respondents, tsaka yung CI's assessment. Ito yung mga factors. And then, ito yung ating result. Okay. So, I hope makita ko yung mga yan sa inyong mga Chapter 2 submissions. No, characteristics. I-summarize natin. Ano ba ang characteristic ng isang maganda, maayos, at scholarly review of related literature studies? The survey materials must be as recent as possible. Diba sabi ko kanina, within the last 5 years. This is important. Bakit? Because of the rapid social, economic, scientific, and technological changes. Sabi ko nga, findings several years ago may be of little value today because of the fast-changing lifestyle of the people. So kung ano yung excuse me for that. So kung ano yung result to research 10 years ago, maaaring iba na ngayon. Pwedeng ipagbasihan lang yon yung research 10 years ago to find out ano ba ang theoretical and conceptual model nila, ano ba ang methodology ginamit, etc. So, di ba? We learn from the past. Number 2. Materials reviewed must be objective and unbiased. Yan. Kaya hinihingi natin na sa mga published journals, sa mga scholarly articles, kasi kailangan hindi siya objective, hindi siya one-sided. Some materials are extremely or subtly one-sided, either political, religious, or whatever. Comparison with these materials cannot be made logically and validly. Mahirap kasi distorted generalizations may result. Garbage in, garbage out. Simple lang yun. Kung ang iyong source ng materials ay hindi dependable, yung sasabihin mo ay hindi rin magiging dependable. Kaya kailangan factual, objective, and unbiased. Of course, the material survey must be relevant to your study. Diba? Wala dapat na, I don't want to see insensible and the irrelevant literature study embedded in your document. Surveyed material must have been based upon genuinely original and true facts or data to make them valid and reliable. So, simple lang yan. Kapag yan ay nanggaling sa published journal, local man yan or international, kung yun ay libro, yan, it can be dependent. It could be true. For higher researches, for undergrad researches, tatanggap din yung mga, ano ba yung research ng mga unpublished works. Unpublished meaning ito yung mga thesis researches, dissertation, ayan, master's thesis, yung doctoral dissertation, ayan, pwedeng pagkuhanan din yon ng inyong mga related literature studies. Pero para maging top-notch, high quality, scholarly, better dun tayo sa reliable sources. The surveyed materials must be as recent as possible. This is important. Sinabi ko na to ha. Yan, sources naman. Saan natin makikita ang sources of related literature studies? Sa mga libro, encyclopedia, sa almanacs, and other similar references. Articles published in professional journals, in magazine, periodicals, newspapers, and other publications. So hindi lang sa journals. Pwede yung mga magazines. Huwag naman ito yung mga fashion magazine. Ito yung magazine, let's say, yung mga pinapublish ng, let's say, the accounting journal in magazine form. So ito yung mga The Inquirer, the business, maraming magazines, periodicals, newspapers, and other publications. Manuscripts, monographs, memoir, speeches, letters, and diaries. Unpublished theses and dissertations. When you say unpublished, ito yung academic outputs ng mga estudyante sa undergraduate, sa masters, sa doctoral, na hindi pa nila napapublish locally. Kasi pag sinabi natin pinublish, lumabas na yan in public sa isang professional journal. Bulletins, circulars, and orders emanating from government offices and departments. Yan ay mag-research kayo about statistics, yan ay sa mga different governments. Kunyari, meron kayong mga presidential decree na basihan ng inyong research, yan yung inyong sources. Reports from seminars, educational or otherwise. Minsan yung mga seminars na pinag-aatin na natin, meron yung mga libro. So, seminars. So, yan din ang pwedeng maging basis. Official reports of all kinds, educational, social, economic, scientific, technological, political, from the government and other entities. Okay? And that's all about our chapter 2. I'll be looking forward. Ang chapter 2 naman, next year nyo na yan isasubmit. So, I will just post. Your chapter 1 submission is December 25. So please count 2 more weeks and then that will be your submission. Kailangan kasi at least man lang makapag-submit kayo ng at least chapter 1, 2, and 3 before the midterm. Yun na lang muna ang aking hihilingin sa inyo. Chapter 4 and 5 sa final period na natin pag-usapan muna yan. So, as long as makapag-submit kayo ng chapter 1, 2, and 3. I hope by this time nakangalahati na kayong chapter 1 para masimulan nyo na ang chapter 2. Any questions? Any question? Wala nagre-raise na hand. So I will assume that you understood, that you have no questions. I will assume that you have no questions because you have understood. I will not assume that you don't have questions because you don't have anything understood. I hope naman na naintindihan nyo. Okay? So I will just post again our presentation in our course page para meron kayong guide. Abigail or Lina, you're raising your hand. Yes? Abigail?
Sir, wala po bang extension yung submission?
I can't hear you.
Sir, wala po bang extension yung submission?
December 25? 2 weeks, okay na yun. Chapter 1 lang yun, madali lang yun. Kasi kapag in-extend pa natin yan, anak, mababaon na kayo, malulunod kayo. The more na hindi kayo makakagawa. Sabi ko nga, kailangan dito ng oras, kailangan ng extra effort. Extra oras, extra effort. Kung meron kayong partner, ay, solo-solo pala to, no? Ayan. So you really have to work on it. Okay, Abigail? There will be no extension. December 25 is our deadline. Glenmark. By the way, marami pang...
Sir.
Teka lang, wait lang, Glenmark. Baka malimutan ko. Marami pang hindi kasama sa ating Viber group chat. Masyadong tahimik ang Viber group chat. Hindi ko alam kung tinatamad kayong mag-address ang problem. Hindi ko alam kung hindi pa kayo kasali. Kung iintindihan nyo na lahat, I do not know. Pero yung isa kong group chat masyadong active. I am just wondering by sa thesis writing group chat ay wala man lang nagtatanong doon. Okay? So if you are not yet included in our Viber group chat, please write your name and number sa ating chat room dito. Okay, Glenmark?
Sir, yung bang isasubmit sa December 25, individual yun, sir, o ano? Per group na lang yun?
Meron ba tayong group?
Hindi, sir. Di ba sa December 25, magpasok ko ng chapter 1?
Correct. Nag-approve ba ako ng group? Thesis?
Bali, ano yun, sir?
Per group po yun o individual?
Hindi, teka lang. Nag-approve ako ng per group, no? Nag-approve ba ako?
Apo. Apo.
So, syempre, individual din. Kasi kapag hindi ka nagsubmit, hindi ko malalagyan ng grade. So, pero
Okay.
just the same,
Bali, individual po.
yes, individual submission ng isang document lang. Kasi meron akong nakita, isang Word, isang PDF, yung isa, iba ang title, mabibigyan ko kayo ng penalty. Sayang naman yung grade, di ba?
Bali, isa na nun, sir. Okay, sige, sir.
Sasubmit isang document ng bawat group members. So kung tatlo
Apo.
kayo, kunyari,
Isa lang, sir.
Glenmark Yap, kasama mo
Apo.
si Abigail Sombrero, kasama mo si Abigail Orlina. So ang isasubmit yung document ay Yap, Sombrero, Orlina, tsaka yung thesis title, correct? Yan ang ating file naming convention. Number 2,
Apo.
kailangan converted into PDF. Ngayon, magsasubmit si Glenmark
PDF.
Magsasabit yung
Opo.
pag-grupo mo si Sombrero, magsasabit yung si Ordina. Maliwanag ba? Okay?
Okay po, clear sir. Clear na po.
Thank you, thank you.
Sige po.
Queen, Tormis.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, welcome. Queen.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Wait lang po.
Sige, sige, sige. Again, papaalala ko lang, sumunod sa naming convention, mas magiging mahigpit na ako ngayon. Kapag mali ang naming convention, hindi ko na siya bubuksan. Kapag hindi siya naka-PDF, hindi ko rin siya
Hello
bubuksan.
po.
Okay, maliwanag? Yes. Yes, Queen.
Opo. Ay, sir, may question lang po ako regarding po dun sa groupings. Good morning po.
Yes.
Yes. Opo. Kasi po, meron po kasi kaming kaklasmate na nakapag-enroll na po siyang matagal niya. Kaso nga lang po, hindi po siya nakag-enlist kasi po, yung ano po niya, yung course code po niya, may problema po. So, ang nangyari po, inayos pa po yun ng student director namin. Tapos kakaayos lang po ng SD namin yung isang araw. Kaya po, nung isang araw lang po siya nakapag-enlist. Ngayon po, ang gusto ko pong malaman kung pwede po namin siyang isama po sa group namin since wala po siyang
For
nagagawa nga po.
ilan na kayo sa grupo? Ilan na kayo sa group?
Ano po, bale, dalawa po.
Sige, pero wala na siyang ano ha? Wala na siyang prelim exam. Kasi tapos na yung
Two
pasana.
po, sir, dalawa po kami.
Ibig sabihin nga, yung bago yung isasama sa inyo ay makakasama lang siya kapag submission na ng chapter 1. Okay? Nakuha ba yun? Nakuha? Ibig sabihin, pwede nyo siyang isama.
So, kumbaga, sir, sasabihin ko po sa kanya na wala na po siyang prelim exam. For midterm na po itong
For midterm na
pag-live
yan.
sa chapter 1 po.
Alam nga naman, wala naman siyang ginawa doon sa inyong proposal, magsasubmit siya for the sake of submitting. It will be very unfair for you at saka sa akin din unfair yun. Kasi lahat, sabi ko sa inyo, lahat ng inyong mga pinapasa, binabasa ko isa-isa. Okay? Next question before we end. Doon sa chapter 1, malinaw na ba lahat?
Okay po, thank you.
Sa chapter 1, okay na? Sige. So, with that, we are now ending the session.
Wait lang, sir.
Sorry. Gabriela, you have Gabriela. So, hindi ko nakita. Gabriela.
Hello po, sir.
Yes.
Pwede po ba tong topic namin yung ano po?
Ano?
Hello po. Ito po yung topic namin, the roles of cloud computing and data management for accounting information system.
Sige, paliwanag mo, bakit mo gustong i-push yan? The role. Bakit yan ang gusto mong i-push through?
Dalawa po kami sir dito ni Mario.
Kasi pag naghanap ako sa libro, may makikita na akong sagot dyan. Ano ba ang role ng cloud computing sa accounting? So, bigyan mo naman ng anghang, bigyan mo ng twist. Anong gusto mong pag-aralan doon? Hindi yung isang libro lang pag-aaralan mo, ando na lahat. Hindi yung research. Ang research, merong question na marami kang, kumbaga meron kang simple, gugutom ka. Huwag lang isang putahe. Mas maganda yung nakabuffet ka. So marami kang pagpipilian. Marami kang pwede pagsama-samahin. Ngayon ang tanong ko, ano ang direksyon? Ano ang research problem? At ano ang problem statement mo? Kasi anak, Gabriela, di ba napag-aral natin, sa title pa lang, dapat kompleto na.
Opo.
Bakit? Ibig sabihin, wala pa ako na-approve na title sa inyo?
Wala pa po, sir. Ito po, meron pa po kami isa, sir.
Sabihin, huli na kayo, ha? Ano pa isa?
Sir, may isa pa po, ano. Lang ba? The effects of the existing tax system in the Philippines in the people of lower income groups.
Alam ko na agad dyan. Alam ko, nasagot ko na yan. Ang babasehan nyo yan, yung train law. Siyempre, with the train law, mas ma-alleviate na yung mga low-income earners dahil wala silang tax. Hindi na kailangan ng research. Meron na agad sagot. Kailangan, di ba yung questions natin should be researchable. Yung hindi alam natin ano ba ang sagot. Tama, mali. Actually, mali yung ganon. If it is answerable by yes or no, mali yun. Dapat yung hindi natin alam kung ano talaga yung resulta. So balik tayo dun sa cloud computing at saka accounting, ano yan? Ano yun, accounting?
Sige po.
Hindi, ano yun? Ano ang mga variables mo? Cloud computing at saka accounting what?
Information system po.
Accounting information system. So, ano ba ang
Opo.
paggamit ng accounting information system using the cloud?
Opo.
Ayan. So, maganda yung research topic mo. Number 1, napapanahon. Number 2, ayan ay related sa iyong accountancy major ka, di ba? BSA. So, gusto ko
Opo.
yung topic. Topic pala ang gusto ko. So, gawan mo ngayon siya ng magandang title. So,
Sige po.
ilang kumpanya ang interviewin mo, ang pagkukuhanan mo ng data. May na-identify
Sige
ka na
po.
ba ng kumpanya na gumagamit ng AIS? Hindi lang AIS, gumagamit ng AIS using the cloud.
Sige po, sir.
Okay, ganito ang gawin natin, Gabriela, ha? Kung
Apo.
may maisip kayong title, kasi mahuhuli na kayo eh. Next, hindi pa naman ulit.
Oo nga po.
2021, 1, 2, 3, 4. May isang linggo pa kayo, walang problema yan. Meron pa kayo isang linggo para pag-isipan. Ang title,
Sige po.
objectives, and everything. So, may maisip kayo, pa-upload na lang kayo sa Viber group chat natin. Again,
Sige
yung
po.
mga hindi pa kasama, please write your Viber number, hindi lang telephone number kasi minsan pag mag-a-add ako, wala pa naman kayong Viber. Download the app Viber, total aas naman nun yung cellphone number din, then para ma-recognize kayo ng Viber. Maliwanag? So ganoon lang gawin natin. Kung lahat ng may tanong, doon sa Viber GC. Wag sa Facebook Messenger. Ano pa? Abigail, teka lang, unahin natin si Cristel. Cristel, ikaw muna. Abigail, next ka. Cristel,
Okay, good morning.
yes.
Kami din po kasi hindi pa po kami approve po din sa thesis title po namin. Then may title po kami kung pwede na po sana to. The Impact of Financial Crisis in Real Life Insurance Company.
Ulit, the impact of COVID crisis in the
The Impact of Financial Crisis in Real Life Insurance Company.
financial crisis. Tama ba yung pag-aari ko?
Opo.
Kailan taon yan? Financial crisis na yan na pinag-uusapan. Kailan, saan? Dito ba sa Pilipinas o sa buong mundo? Huwag maging broad ang title. Kailan specific? Financial crisis, nagkaroon ba tayo ng financial crisis? Panahon pa ni Erap yun, ang dollar to peso ay napakataas. Yung financial crisis. Meron ba financial crisis ngayon?
Okay po.
Okay. Kung meron pang ibang papa-approve kayo, wag lang basta-basta title, tapos bahala na si Sir mag-isip. Sabihin nyo rin sa akin kasi, kung ano ang rasyonale. Ano ba ang gusto yung direksyon? Kumpletuhin nyo naman. Kasi dyan pala sa title, hindi na kumpleto eh. Pinag-aralan natin na dapat merong 4 na requirements, guidelines. Una, dapat sasabihin na yung subject o research topic. Number 2, ano ba yung mga variables na kailangan? Number 3, ano ba yung lokal? Saan ba yung pinag-aaralan? Dito ba sa Pilipinas? Dito lang ba sa Metro Manila? Dyan lang ba sa Cebu? Yung ba ay sa buong mundo? Dyan ba ay sa Amerika or whatever? At number 2, kailan yung pinag-aralan? So yun ang 4. Kaya kapag ano kayo ng title, kumpleto dapat yon. Kasi doon pala makikita kung ano ang direksyon. So kung malabo, substantiate. In one paragraph, sabihin nyo, ito po yung gusto naming mangyari. Okay? Clear ba yun? Cristel? Abigail?
Hello po, sir.
Yes, Abigail. Gabriela, you're next, ha? Yes, Abigail.
Sir, need pa bang lagyan ng school logo yung yung ever page?
Sige, kung gusto nyong baguhin yung logo, wala problema yon. Kasi ginawa ko ng generic yan kasi nga, para safe ang education system. Kung kayo ay from ABA, kung anong campus man kayo, kung kayo from ACLC, lagyan nyo na lang ang logo nyo. Makikita ko naman yon. Okay?
Sir, ano yung font dun saan? Font size ng content?
Naka-pre-format na ang ating chapter 1. Wala na kayong babaguhin font. Kung gusto nyo makita ang specification ng font, margin, spacing, please refer to our research manual. Andun lahat yun. Pero dahil nga gusto ko na kayong matulungan, finormat ko na yan. 1.5 left margin, 1 by 1 by 1, top, bottom, right margin, left margin lang 1.5. For bookbinding, double space, naka-font yan using ano pa pag APA? Times New Roman. Oo. Basta wala na kayong paproblemahin. Kung ano yung nandyan, sundan nyo na lang. Di ba nakalagay naman
Okay.
write your content here? May mga guides yan, di ba? Yung pula na yan, yung nakapula, kapag natapos nyo na yung content, buburahin nyo na yon. So, ang mariretain na lang yung inyong pinagsusulat dyan. Okay? Okay, Abigail?
Sige, sir.
Gabriela? Gabriela?
Hello po.
Yes.
Yes po.
Are you still raising your hand?
Okay na po yun, sir. Yung,
Okay. Okay.
tapos na po, sir, yung kanina.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much.
Po. Thank you po.
So, kung wala nang tanong, please don't forget to write your student number, your cell phone Viber number in our group chat. Okay? So, next week, hindi tayo magkikita dahil Merry Christmas, dahil Pasko na yon, at dahil mag-check na ako ng inyong mga submissions. Okay? Thank you. Keep safe. Have a nice day. Have a nice weekend. And advance Merry Christmas. Bye-bye. If you have comments, you have questions, address it in our Viber chat. Bye-bye.